So the Cardinals outgained the Niners by 207 yards. Yo, what's up? Good afternoon. Welcome to Huddle Up. We're your host, Grant Cohn, Mosh Sports, Brandon Deutsch. And the Niners just won one of the most impressive games. It's one of the biggest wins in franchise history. I mean, I was watching the Cowboys last night, and I watched them beat the Raiders, and I'm thinking, what is a more defining win? The Cowboys beating the Raiders or the Niners beating the Cardinals? Or is it similar? Look, I don't mean to be sarcastic right off the bat. The Niners offense was good. They didn't put up a lot of yards, but they scored a lot of points. And it's exactly what George Kittle said they would do, right? He called the shot. They lost last week to the Rams. He came out to the podium and said, don't worry, Brock's coming back, Ricky's coming back, we're going to score 40. They did. That being said, it was the Cardinals who look like they're tanking, and 17 penalties help. But here's the question. Do the Niners have a Super Bowl offense based on what you saw this week?
Maj, you can go first.
I think it's pretty obvious that I wouldn't say that right now, just because the Cardinals are not a good team. I want to see them play against a good team, even though these next 4 games we're not playing against. The Browns might be a good test because they have Myles Garrett and that guy's on crack. So, I mean, I'll say no for right now. I'll just say no because it looked good, but I don't really want to say anything because we played against the Arizona Cardinals and they are good at all. So no, but maybe soon, yes.
I actually disagree with Mosh here. I think they do have a Super Bowl offense, which is why John Lynch should be on the hot seat for not trading for an edge rusher. Their defense couldn't stop. I don't know if you guys have grandmas, but if your grandma has a walker in a retirement home, walking to get her lunch in the retirement home, they could not stop her. And this is not I'm sorry, one edge rusher. Look at what the Eagles did. Jalen Phillips has made an astronomical difference where he made a USC legend, but has been bad this year. Dory Jackson looked decent and passed, against as a corner. He's been bad all year. Okay. One edge rusher completely shifted that defense. I'm not saying you had to go get Trey Hendrickson, but you couldn't give up a third or a fourth for Bradley Chubb. Anybody you can help. And look, I'll give him credit. Keon White has looked fine, okay? But when you have 13 pressures, you have no sacks, and Jacoby Brissett gets an NFL record against you. Jacoby Brissett, who I like, he's better than Kyler Murray, but, he's not an elite quarterback. I don't know. That's my take. Their defense is the worst in the league, up there, down there.
I don't know.
Okay,
I feel
let me break it down like this. Do they have a Super Bowl offensive line?
No.
Do they have
Their
a
line
Super
has
Bowl?
surprised me. Their line has surprised me.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I agree with you. Do they have a Super Bowl running game?
No.
Well, McCaffrey last game he looked really good.
Quarterbacks. They do have 2 good quarterbacks. They have the best tight end. They have the best receiving running back. I don't know what to say about Ricky Pearsall, but he's had some good games. They have some talent at wide receiver. They do have upside on offense. And again, I agree with Brandon here. There's enough talent and upside that they probably should have bet on themselves. Because which team, again, are you so scared of? What's the best team in football? The Rams? You beat them. I don't understand why
the Eagles aren't even that good.
Yeah.
Okay, but you beat the Rams with Fred Warner, and Fred Warner's an irreplaceable player. You can't just replace a Fred Warner. That's why I think when Nick Bosa went down, I was like, okay, you know what? At least we still have Fred Warner. But right when Fred Warner went down, I was like, okay, kind of ship the season off. And Brandon, I know you're like, okay, if we got Jalen Phillips, that would have helped. It would have helped, but I don't think that would make us a Super Bowl contender whatsoever. He's a good player, but I don't think that'd make
hold on, Maj. You said yourself, if Fred Warner hadn't gone down and it had just been Bosa, you would have wanted the Niners to trade for Jalen Phillips, right?
Yes, because I think Fred Warner,
So what I think so interesting about that is Fred Warner's irreplaceable. He's 1-on-1 Hall of Famer. But Tatum Bethune was good. Tatum Bethune was playing a starting. Yes. But then Curtis Robinson came in and he was good. Really, the issue is not middle linebacker on the 49ers. The issue is defensive end. And if this offense can really put up 30 to 40 points against most teams, then all you really need is a pass rush because you're going to be playing with a lead, and this defense can stop the run well enough. It's too bad. I mean, they could have traded a second or a third for a player in his 20s who would be here for a few years that is good, a player who was drafted in round 1 and, was worth less because they're midway through their career. Instead, they're going to hold on to their pick so they can draft maybe a good player. And here's the thing, they're going to need to draft a defensive lineman because Bosa's hurt. You don't know when he's coming back. Same with Michael Williams. And they suck at drafting defensive linemen. That's the thing.
All-time bad at drafting that. And also,
all-time bad at drafting that position.
If they had made the Quinnen Williams trade and traded their first next year, I would have been happy as a Niners fan because Quinnen Williams is on the roster for the next few years. The problem then becomes a cap issue, right? Because Quinnen Williams signed that massive extension already. You're paying Brock Purdy next year. You'd probably have to trade Ayuk to figure something out. I mean, they have smart people in the building, the Niners. They know how to handle money. That's not their problem. They're some of the best in the league. I'll give them credit in handling cap space. They're not like, Mickey Loomis and the Saints who are always in cap hell every year before the season, and they're always bad. But like, if they had traded a first for a player like Quinnen Williams, Trey Hendrickson, it's different because he's not on contract next year. Quinnen Williams is on contract the next 3 years. Like, I'd have been fine with that. It's not like if they're not going to draft an offensive tackle to replace Trent in the first round, why not trade a first for a Quinnen Williams or somebody? Like, I don't get that. Grant's right. Like, will this team win the Super Bowl? No, it's obvious. It's apparent right now. Could they have won the Super Bowl if they had traded for a Quinnen Williams or even a Bradley Chubb and maybe some other edge rusher that was a third or fourth round? Maybe 10% chance, because when you have Kyle Shanahan and you have this offense that can put up 40 on any given night, you have a chance. They've already beaten the Rams. They could beat the Eagles. Like,
also, my point is, like, if you trade for Jalen Phillips or Jermaine Johnson or Quinnen Williams, that's not a 2025 move solely. That actually gives you a better chance to win in 2026 because chances are you're going to blow that pick. And even if you don't blow that pick, that guy probably won't be good until 2028. So I think trading for Quinnen Williams increases your odds of winning in 2026 if that's what you're playing for.
I think the Niners, Quinnen Williams was the only guy I would have wanted them to trade for. Jermaine Johnson, I don't think, like, Quinnen Williams is the type of guy you add to the team. He has immediate impact, and he's a guy that, of course, he has more years on his contract. But I don't know. I don't like Jermaine Johnson or Jalen Phillips. If we would have got those guys, I wouldn't have been like, oh my gosh, we're so bad. If we got Quinnen Williams, though, that's another story, because even the 49ers, we suck at drafting the first round. Quinnen Williams, an all-pro. That's actually one move I felt like the 49ers should have made, but we didn't. So
the thing is with Phillips is he's not under contract next season. So that's why John Lynch didn't want to give up that third-round pick. Jermaine Johnson is under contract next season, I believe, unless I'm mistaken.
That would have been better.
Yeah, but they wanted a second. And I get why Lynch doesn't do that, because Johnson's not worth a second. But they could have gotten Quinnen Williams for one first. That's kind of a bargain in like a second or a third. Like, for a player of that caliber that can single-handedly stop the run, imagine at full strength next season, Quinnen Williams, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and their defense. And I mentioned Nick Bosa because they don't have any other good edge rushers or linemen pretty much. So
Alfred Collins.
Kyle Shanahan was asked about a month ago, like, hey, are you going to have the same approach at the deadline this year that you had in 2019? And he was like, no, not necessarily. In 2019, we knew we had a Super Bowl defense. And so that's why they went and traded for Emmanuel Sanders, because, as long as we have this incredible top 5 unit, why don't we make sure the other side of the ball isn't a liability? Which, I mean, they're starting wide receivers like Dante Pettis and Marquise Goodwin. So I feel like that same logic applies now. If you really think you have a Super Bowl offense, which is what George Kittle said, you have a special quarterback plus a backup who can play almost as well, if not better, plus Christian still healthy and George and all, like, why not bring your defense up to respectable level? You don't have to have a top 10 defense. You just need to have like a top, 20 defense. And it's hard to say that this defense as currently constructed can come close to that, because they can't pressure a quarterback. They can defend the run well enough, but if you let any NFL quarterback sit back there and have time, I mean, they're all going to look great. All of them, even guys like Jacoby Brissett.
I agree.
I have no further comment, Your Honor.
Okay, how about this? What is the key to the Niners offense? I mean, we've seen so many different iterations of this offense, people in, people out, different quarterbacks. If you had to say the absolute key, one person who is the most indispensable, who is it?
Brock Purdy.
Come on.
Words out of my mouth.
Come on.
No, I think it's McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey, like, actually, it's between two. I think it's between Kittle and McCaffrey. Yeah.
Look at the offense. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. We have to stop thinking about it. Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback in the Kyle Shanahan system. When George Kittle is out there with Christian McCaffrey, they could put up 40. The only difference is Brock Purdy will take those risks to throw the ball downfield, which a lot of times don't work out, right? But like, he'll throw like 50 balls. Like, it's like that one to Jennings. He couldn't even see over the lineman. He just threw that up there and hoped. And thankfully, Jennings caught that. But the one against the Cardinals where he's running out of bounds, there's good and bad. You'll get more explosive plays and you'll be able to throw the ball downfield. But that also doesn't work when Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle aren't out there, because we saw Brock Purdy last year without those guys, and he tried to do the same stuff and he threw interceptions. So, like, to me, it's George Kittle, because when he's out there, yes, McCaffrey's great, but he can't run the football like he used to. Kittle is a security blanket. He's always open every play. He doesn't drop the ball. He's the best blocking tight end in the league. And in my opinion, he's the best tight end in football over the last decade. I know Travis Kelce catches passes at a high level. He can't block like George Kittle. And it's also, George Kittle didn't have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, right? So, again, I think it's George Kittle personally.
Or Andy Reid.
I love Christian McCaffrey. Trust me, all-time great guy, all-time great player. Like, we know that. It doesn't take a genius to figure out his impact. But George Kittle right now is in the prime of his career. He is their best player.
Yeah,
I agree. And you said something very interesting that I want to come. I completely agree with Kittle being the answer. You said verbatim, it doesn't matter who plays quarterback for the 49ers. And I think that's so true. And I think that is a testament to Kyle Shanahan and their system and their culture and what they've built. But I think it's interesting that he doesn't seem to understand that. And the organization doesn't seem to get it. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons we've learned this year, is that the people who can't do well on this team at quarterback are probably, it's a smaller number than the quarterbacks who can. I mean, name me a starting quarterback who wouldn't do well on this team. I mean,
Grant, I saw your tweet. Justin Fields, I don't think.
Trey Lance. Anthony Richardson. But like, I bet you Geno would do well on this team.
No. Geno sucks, man. He does.
Bad. I think Geno sucks, but I think Geno would do well on this team.
I agree with Grant, because like, he'd throw interceptions, but you'd get a lot.
He has George Kittle.
Play. Yeah, you get a lot of.
Hey, but he has Brock Bowers on the Raiders, and they still suck.
Yeah, but he doesn't have.
That's not his fault. That's Chip Kelly's fault.
Yeah. I think CJ Stroud would be great on the Niners. I think Bryce Young would be great. I'm not saying they'd be better than Purdy, but I mean, look at how good Mac Jones has been on the Niners. CJ Stroud would be good. Bryce Young would be good. 25 starting quarterbacks, maybe 30, and maybe 5 backups. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo objectively is and always has been an NFL backup quarterback, but on the Niners, people thought he was top 10 for a minute, and he wasn't. So I don't even like Kyle Shanahan as a coach. I mean, I think he has so many drawbacks, but you got to give him credit. One of the things he brings to the table is it matters who plays tight end for him. It matters who plays running back for him, but it really doesn't matter who plays quarterback for him. Unless it's CJ Beathard, then it matters.
Or it's the one guy that came
really bad too. Allen was really bad.
You can't have complete stiffs, but if you have a legitimate starting quarterback, it'll be all right.
Or who's that one guy, Josh Johnson? He was really bad too.
You can't take a third-string quarterback and make it work. It can't be Josh Dobbs.
By the way, the 49ers typically play their annual NFC Championship game, or was until last season, the day before my birthday. Typically on January 31st is my birthday. They typically play January 30th. That game against the Eagles was on January 30th. And it ruined my birthday by far. I mean, it was just like, it was in that game, by the way, I know this is a little off topic, but that the Devontae Smith out of bounds, like, why isn't Kyle Shanahan? I'm still mad that Kyle did not challenge that call, because that completely changes the game. They're deep. That is when the defensive line of the 49ers put fear into the heart of every other quarterback that was playing against them. There is no fear about the 49ers right now.
Bill Kennedy says, do you think Brock will finish the season?
He has to.
He should. If he doesn't finish the season, then that's not a good look for him or the organization. He has to.
There's a lot of
That's the thing. That's the thing with the contract they gave him. Like it's not enough to be good here and there. He has to finish the season and be available. Like if I were to tell you Brock Purdy's going to play 14 games next year, would that be enough?
No,
yeah.
I want him
think
to play the whole season.
It's not
It's like,
going to
dude,
ever again.
If you play 12 or 13 or 14 games, that's taking that 53 million a year and making it more like 65 considering the number of games you play. I'm just saying.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll also put a counterpoint, right? Like I think Brock is also a better quarterback than 3 or 4 players making similar amount of money. Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Jordan Love, and
He clears Jordan Love.
I think he's better than Jordan Love. I mean, you could make an argument
Yes.
there, but there's
No.
if there are Brock is good. I'm not trying to say he's a bad quarterback, but the fact of the matter is he's never been healthy throughout his NFL career. He is small, which is a problem. He is small for an NFL quarterback. He is 6 feet tall. That's not small as a human being, but it is small as an NFL quarterback. And the toe problem, like now he can't run like he used to. He's not the same player.
No, he's 100% still injured too. That Cardinals game,
Yeah.
the Josh
Yeah.
Sweat sack. I think old Purdy's running away from the Sweat.
But
Sweat got to him
Grant
like
will
this.
tell you this. Grant will agree with me on this. He's also an avid competitor. He hears what people say about him. So he is going to want to play the rest of the season to try and prove people, which means he'll throw the interceptions because he'll try and throw the ball 70 yards and do that dumb stuff that he does sometimes that should have been picked off that first game, the Jake Tonjes one. That was a horrible throw, by the way.
But I'm just saying, like we just said, it doesn't matter who plays quarterback in this team and that most starting quarterbacks would play well in the system on this team. So we've only seen Brock Purdy on this team in this system. It's possible that if he played for the Houston Texans, it wouldn't look so good. So I think that's something to keep in mind for the 49ers in the future. But look, I'm going to go in a different direction. You guys, tell me this. What do you think the best thing the Niners did this year was? What's the best thing they did?
Brandon, you go
And the
first.
year
'Cause
isn't
I've been trying to think of this. I don't know.
Nothing.
Best
I mean,
thing
like
the Niners did.
Brandon, be more positive. Don't say nothing. Don't say
nothing.
nothing.
They had a
No.
horrible
I
draft.
disagree with that. I think they did something great this year.
Well, let's see.
Oh, play Mac Jones.
Well, yeah. Well, that was great.
Before
Signing Mac Jones.
Signing Mac
was
Jones
pretty incredible.
was a great
For 2
move,
years,
man.
like what was it? 9 million?
7 mil?
2-year deal for like $8.5 million for a
year?
guy
Yeah.
who can put up those numbers and run the offense and win games. I mean, I'm not saying he's elite. He may be a B+ quarterback, but you got him for $4.5 million a year, and you got him for more than 1 year. That's a great contract. It's a better contract than what the Seahawks gave Darnold.
Yeah, and getting rid of Jake Moody. That's actually the best thing the 49ers did all year because Jake Moody, that was every time this guy would
Hey,
miss
the
kicks
Commanders
and
just got
everything.
him.
I know. That is
Did
insane.
you
It's
see,
crazy
did
how
you
the
see
world works.
our RSF 49ers posted, would you guys want Jake Moody back? And I immediately commented, dude, the Niners know if they put Jake Moody back on the field, the fans will literally leave the stadium. They are never signing. Jake Moody could hit 77 yarders or 70 yarders in a row, and he would still never play for the 49ers again.
No, he's terrible. That's the best thing they did all offseason for me. Get rid of that guy. Because that guy, like, I understand the Niners drafted him in the 3rd round, but they were just so like about, okay, we drafted him in the 3rd round. He's got potential. That's my favorite thing that they did.
But
If anyone knows me
he doesn't have it
personally,
mentally. He doesn't have
if
it
anyone
mentally.
knows me personally, Jake Moody is like, I have 2 sports players that I hate. Jake Moody's on that list. He's on that list.
I respect it. Getting rid of Jake Moody was important, but like what I'm saying with the quarterback position, it's the most important position, and a lot of teams are always searching for these players. And like, look at the Raiders. The Raiders are just a joke, and they gave a lot of money to Geno Smith this offseason because they're desperate, and they thought he might be solid, and he's not, at least for them. The idea that the Niners can just go sign the Jacksonville Jaguars backup quarterback to a 2-year, $8.5 million contract, and he can go 5-3 for them and put up games where he has like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's like unfucking fair. It's unfair.
It's good for the Niners too. It's good for
Like the Browns should be so fucking lucky that they could do something like that.
Yeah, but the same
Exactly.
organizations are inept like every year. So there's
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 of them. Like the Jets will have 2 first-round picks. They'll screw the pooch on both of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my point, and Grant will agree with me here, and I'm sure Maj will too. I like Brock Purdy. He's a good quarterback. I don't like Brock Purdy at $60 million a year.
Mhm.
And here's the point that I'm trying to make. Imagine how good this defense would be if they had more money. If they just had Mac Jones on the contract, which is basically a rookie deal, like a first-round rookie quarterback deal, but you have it for 2 years. how much money they would have to pay other players. Like, you could go get Quinnen Williams and not having to worry about anything. You could get Quinnen Williams and Myles Garrett if you wanted. Now, the Browns would never trade Myles Garrett, but just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
And then you're never worrying about the defense. The problem that's going to arise for the 49ers, and I hate that Niners fans think I'm like being mean to Brock Purdy. It's not about him. It really isn't. Him making that much money when you could replace him for a $9 million quarterback who could do just as well or close is going to hurt roster construction for the next decade. I don't think people realize.
But Brandon, we don't need to have a quarterback like that because our drafting is so elite that we could just have a bunch of players on rookie contracts.
Like what Mac Jones shows the Niners is that they really can underinvest in the quarterback position and spend that money on everything else. There's not a lot of teams that can do it, but if you can, you probably should. And it seems like one of the big benefits of having Kyle Shanahan as your head coach is like other teams have to spend a lot for this position because they don't have a system like this, but we can get top 10 efficiency out of our quarterback for nothing.
And Grant, I like this question. I think it was Jesse that tweeted this. I don't know. But he tweeted, what did Brock Purdy do in the Cardinals game that Mac Jones couldn't have done? They're literally like, with Purdy's toe right now, they're literally the exact same quarterback, but Mac Jones has better, like, he's quicker, better arm.
You cannot be honest about Brock Purdy on this app.
No, you can't.
They defend that man like he's Stephen frickin' Curry. And I think he's an excellent person. He's obviously a good husband, a good father, probably. But like, none of that shit matters when we're talking about football, bro. Like,
no.
Like, Brock Purdy, if the Niners were smart, which they are not right now, they would trade Brock Purdy this offseason to the Raiders for 2 first-round picks and then extend Mac Jones on like a $10 to $15 million a year for a third year and say, prove it. If you have another good year, we'll sign you to a mega extension like the Seahawks are about to do or replace him. If they were smart. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to be 10-7 every freaking year. 10 and what is it? 11-7 now? Or no, 10-7. There's 17 games. And they're going to barely make the playoffs and never win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy because they're paying him too much money. I'm just telling you the facts. I want the Niners to be good.
I think it's funny how you have people coming out with these long think pieces about how Brock Purdy's better than Mac Jones. Man, if you got to go on a 20-minute explanation, if you got to write 3,000 words to explain how Brock Purdy's better than Mac Jones, you might be right. But I think the point that we can all agree on this team this year, the difference isn't that big.
No.
And if the difference isn't that big and one guy's making $4 million a year, then what business do you have spending $53 million a year on the other guy? I think that's the lesson we learned this year, at least on the 49ers. So here's the question for you guys now. What is the worst thing the Niners did this year?
Pay Brock Purdy.
Pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was and it's so funny. Like them knocking the Mac Jones contract out of the park. It was so good for the organization, but it was almost too good because it invalidated the big move they made this offseason, which was the franchise record contract extension for Brock Purdy. Signing Mac Jones and showing that he could play for you showed that you didn't have to do that. And I'm not saying you had to get rid of Brock Purdy, but all you had to do was wait.
Yeah, exactly. And the main thing,
price now? What's the price now?
What's the price now? After he gets hurt and Mac Jones plays like this for $4 million, dude, it's nothing. It's the thing nothing.
The thing that annoys me too is we made the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy on his rookie deal. Why do you have to sign a guy to a $56 million contract? Just even draft another guy. Or just roll with Mac Jones. We've seen what Mac Jones can do.
Brock Purdy is not a dumb person. He knows deep down if the Niners wanted to stick it to him and be like, okay, go see what the market gives you. No other team wanted to trade for Brock Purdy. Because
that should have been a sign, Brandon.
Pay him $60 million because they know,
and that should have been a sign.
Without Kyle Shanahan, he's not the same quarterback. And look, that's maybe unfair because a lot of quarterbacks are good. Like Jared Goff's only good because of the Lions playmakers. He's not a great quarterback by any means, right? Like Jalen Hurts is only good because he's on the Eagles, right? Like there are certain instances, but like Brock Purdy knew deep down. And the Niners still gave in. The Niners have been soft with their negotiating for years now. Bosa's now looking like a good deal, but really is it? Because he's always hurt like his brother. That's a separate conversation. But it's now looking like a good deal. Ayuk, oh, this guy's throwing a tantrum. He's disrespecting the organization. Let's give him $30 million a year. Okay. Oh, gave in there. Brock Purdy.
Mhm.
Everybody and their mom is saying Brock Purdy's great at $30 or $35 million a year. Even the fan base can agree on that. And then they're like, you know what? Oh, Brock doesn't want to break the market of Dak Prescott, but he'll go a little under, like $60 million. And they still gave him that. This is how you get fired. 101. John Lynch is poster child. Trade 3 firsts for Trey Lance. Brock Purdy saves your ass. You like completely miss on 3 straight draft classes. It's a miracle. They have 7 wins right now. They have no depth. They have the worst depth in the league. And I think John Lynch is a great person. I think that he is an all-time great player. But get him. I don't want him as GM. I'm in the minority here. Like Adam Peters is probably worse. Thank God he went to Washington because he's signing old players like Kinlaw and also he gave Kinlaw $50 million. That is a crime in of itself. He should be sent to prison
Kinlaw's
for that
good.
contract. Kinlaw's good.
Really good.
Oh yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah, he's
That's
good
Grant's
at
best friend.
embarrassing himself in front of Grant. He's good.
You're
at that.
dissing Grant's best friend. Take that back.
He's just an idiot, dude. He's just a bad player, and he was a bad teammate.
And then they just signed Jake Moody too. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Well, Adam Peters,
But you know what they didn't do? He didn't give $265 million to Brock Purdy. And I don't understand why Kyle Shanahan made that mistake, dude. Like, you should know. You should have the self-awareness that you don't have to do this.
No.
You made Brock, dude. Brock didn't make you. You're making Mac right now. You don't have to pay Mac. There's another Mac Jones coming along the line. The Niners should never be thirsty to spend on a quarterback. They can spend on everything else. And it's too bad they made this big mistake. And I think it's so funny about the Mac Jones experience. Like once he started playing well, the Niners were so excited. Like, oh my God, is Kyle Shanahan the coach of the year? But then quickly they realized, ooh, this is making us look bad. Because it just shows how unnecessary that contract was. And now it's like they couldn't afford to let Mac Jones play against the Cardinals. Because you know what Mac Jones would have done to the Cardinals? Exactly what Brock Purdy did. He would have lit them fuck up. And it would have looked bad. Yeah, probably, maybe. I mean, he would have lit them up. And they got to stop that shit because it's like, we can't show that we could get this same production for $4 million. We have to actually have everyone believe that Brock Purdy is special one of one.
Another thing is they gave into the fan base because the fan base is in love with Brock Purdy. And they're like, if we trade Brock Purdy, he's a great story. If we trade Brock Purdy, we're going to lose some of our fans. You really think you would lose fans by trading Brock Purdy? Fans that have been fans for 20 years.
He does have some diehards, doesn't he?
You would have lost me.
I'm out. Matt would have been like, shirt, by the way. Are you wearing a Lakers shirt?
Luka.
Let's go. So we got a Lakers Niners fan like me.
From Edmonton.
There you go. I know, but I'm
actually,
from LA.
Brandon,
we didn't have a team growing up. I'm diehard Niners. Man.
Brandon, my favorite team is the Raptors. I have to cheer for the Raptors because I'm Canadian. But buddy, Raptors are cooking.
What about the Grizzlies? They used to be from Vancouver.
Yeah, but now they're not there anymore.
Raptors are cooking.
Yeah,
bro.
we're
Brandon Ingram just playing no defense and putting up 25 a night, dude. Like,
keep hating, Brandon. Keep hating.
Daz says the reality is there's only 4 quarterbacks worth $50+ million.
Exactly. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
Drake May, too, now.
Yeah, I don't even know Joe Burrow is in that.
Hey, the Rams. What did the Rams do? Grant knows what I'm about to say. They stuck it to Matt Stafford. They gave him less money than he wanted.
That's right. That's right, dude. Wow. They were playing hardball with him. The Niners were like,
Snead is a better GM than John Lynch.
That's the truth. Daz says Mac plus 2 good O-linemen is better than just Brock. Bill Kennedy says Brock would have taken 35. Take it or leave it. He probably would have.
I think he would have.
Tyler says, Grant, what do you think about the Niners keeping Mac through next year? And then if Purdy can't stay healthy, use the injury history as a scapegoat for paying Purdy to move on to Mac. They got options. That's probably why they gave him 2 years. I mean, it's not a coincidence that Mac's contract is over when they can get rid of Purdy.
Do you guys think they're going to get? Do you think they're going to trade Mac? But let's say we get a second rounder. You're not going to do that. Actually,
I think they will trade Mac.
I think they will.
I think they will. They shouldn't, but I think they don't like this quarterback controversy, and they don't like how Mac is undermining their golden child, and I think they want to end it.
And then who's going to be the backup next year? You know who's going to be the backup? Curtis Roy, the Canadian.
I'm sorry. I hate to say it as a credentialed member of this beat, but I feel like there is an arrogance to this organization that is reflected by Lombardi. His
yeah.
arrogance is the
Crap.
team's arrogance. And if he says they don't need Mac Jones, they think they don't need Mac Jones. And again, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm
This
wrong.
might rub people the wrong way, but when the Niners beat the Rams at SoFi and they did the SoFi North like graphic the Niners posted, I always think about this. Rivalries are good. The Rams beat us in the only game that mattered in the last 10 years. So to me, we can't be talking crap to Rams, like the Rams fans like that. And they're about to win another Super Bowl. I'm sorry. We could have
Also,
if we
the
didn't pay
Seahawks
Brock
beat the
Purdy.
Niners in NFC Championship too. So that's 2.
Yeah, 2.
That was a long time ago, but still.
I know, but that's 2.
People don't forget. I was there.
Yeah, we have 5. We have 5 rings.
And then
Oh,
the
yeah,
Eagles beat them in
what was
NFC
that?
Championship too. So the
Dude,
Niners, who they own? They own the Lions.
Yes. Yeah, but the arrogance that the fan base has, and I'm saying that as a fan, as a diehard fan, the arrogance
Falcons.
that we have for not winning a Super Bowl in 30 years is crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's
We gotta
crazy to think
tone it
that
down.
they went to the Super Bowl beating the Lions, the Packers, and the Falcons in the NFC Championship game.
Not just that. What about the year they went with Raheem Mostert scoring, like having 300?
Yeah,
rushing
against the
yards?
shitty ass Packers.
Yeah,
Is that LaFleur?
well, yeah,
They beat
LaFleur's a
LaFleur,
horrible
Dan
coach.
Campbell, and
That was
Mike
a legacy
Nolan.
game. That was a legacy game from Raheem Mostert. He was cooking.
I miss Raheem Mostert, someone who could run the football.
Tyler says, don't give Lombardi that much credit. I'm just saying he aspires to be on the team, and his smugness is a if the team wasn't so smug, he wouldn't be so smug. If the team were humble, he'd want to be humble too, because he's just trying to fit in.
He
Anyway,
always comes
guys,
up with some random excuse too for Brock Purdy
his,
every week.
his tone online is always like, duh. Like every tweet is like, if you had just read me, you would have.
If you would have just watched
this.
football or seen the stat, bro. This
Grant,
guy never
Why are you
played
trying to
football.
think for yourself, idiot?
Grant, I got a
Anyway,
question.
Yeah.
When I was at the Niners game against the Falcons, David Lombardi was the one that they showed up on the big screen, right?
I don't hope not.
No, not David Lombardi. No. They showed someone. They're like, go check this guy out. Who was it?
No, Matt Mayoko.
That was Matt Mayoko.
Matt
Okay.
Mayoko is a legit reporter,
Like
though.
30 years older
Okay.
than
I thought they
Maybe
were
that's
showing
the
David
comment.
Lombardi for a second. I was like, what the hell?
Bill
But-
says, Grant, how do you choose co-hosts out of a hat?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate being on. I'm
I
honest.
mean,
Not everyone's
pure
gonna like
talent.
me, you know.
I got a question for you guys. This is an NFL question or NFC question. Who's the best team in the NFC right now? It's such a year of parity, and I feel like every week it changes. But best guess, who wins the NFC this year?
Why don't you go first?
The Rams. I think it's pretty easy. The Rams or the Seahawks. Even though the Seahawks game, like I was watching with family and we all kind of predicted it. I do think if they do meet in the playoffs, I do think it'll be a closer. It still was a very close game, even though Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions. I just feel like they were trying to force feed Darnold to do too much. I definitely do think in the playoffs when they play, they're probably going to run the ball a little bit more, but it's probably got to be the Eagles or Rams. Like the Eagles are just still so dominant, and then the Rams are just, yeah, they're elite. So even though the Rams secondary is not good at all,
the Seahawks have
they
no
just
chance.
have such a good defensive line.
No chance to make the Super Bowl. They're soft, and they have a quarterback who throws picks when it matters most. Even though he's
That's
good,
the one thing too.
like when it matters most. What are the games they've lost this year? He's had a turnover when it mattered most. Like
Even against the Niners.
Yeah, I mean the Rams aren't that incredible, but it's kind of by default. Who's going to stop their offense if Stafford's playing like this and Devontae's good? By the way, the Niners didn't want Devontae Adams. That was another thing. It's ridiculous. I would have signed him to just not have him signed with the Rams. And Puka is incredible. Kyron is a serial fumbler, but he might be the first system running back, Kyron Williams, because he's not a good running back, but because Sean McVay is such a good coach, they have run the same run plays like every time. Blake Cohn could look like that too. They just choose to run Kyron Williams because they just paid him. I don't know. He fumbles more than, I mean, if fumbling was a crime, him and Ramondre Stevenson would be having life in prison right now. I'm not kidding.
Okay. You don't think it's the Niners? That's crazy, man.
No.
Well, McCaffrey's an all-time great though.
No, as the best team in the NFC? Wow.
Oh, the Niners. Well, come on.
No, I disagree. I don't think it's the Rams.
It's the Eagles?
I think it's the Eagles. Let me make my case for the Eagles.
I think
they're not as good as they were last year, but so far this year, they've beaten the Chiefs, the Rams,
Chiefs suck,
the
though.
Bucks, the Vikings, the Packers and the Lions. Like, I think they have the most impressive wins of the year. Their defense is legit. They have 2 beasts at defensive tackle. I mean, they're stacked at every level of their defense. Their quarterback isn't great, but
Just wins them
they
games.
win.
Yeah,
I
he won a
think
Super
the
Bowl.
Eagles are still the best team.
Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy take. I think like Harry, he's such a good general manager. This guy literally, like, they didn't need Jalen Phillips, and he just goes out, gets Jalen Phillips. Like, I think it's either between the Rams and the Eagles, but I do think if the Rams have to go to Philly's gonna win.
I think the Rams have a more aesthetically pleasing version of football. Like, I don't really like watching the Eagles. They're boring as fuck.
So
But
boring.
and it's a lot of fun watching Matthew Stafford throw the ball, but, like, the Rams can't get 1 yard. If it's 4th and 1, what are they doing? They're gonna hand off to Kyron Williams and get stuffed. And that's why they lost to the Niners week 5. Whereas the Eagles, I mean, they're automatic with 1 yard to go. And I think that's a big reason they win so much.
Who's playing the 49ers right now if the playoffs started today? The Rams.
The Rams.
But
Rams
I definitely
do not want to see the 49ers.
No,
I'm
they
sorry.
don't.
Even
No,
with
they
that
don't.
defense, they will get petrified in that game. They probably win still because our defense is so bad. But, like,
Yeah.
if John Lynch had traded for an edge rusher,
Yeah, I
I
don't think
definitely
Stafford's
think
scared of Sam Okwonu.
no one wants to see this Niners team in the playoffs. I feel like the Niners could be a dark horse team, maybe, if they had.
that's because Kyle's a
would've.
better coach than like Kyle only loses to like Andy Reid and Sean McVay. He doesn't lose to any other coaches in the playoffs. So, like,
I'm
that's
so curious to see what Brock Purdy does the rest of the season. God, people gave him such a
He's gonna cook, Grant.
standing ovation after beating the Cardinals, man. Like, no one said anything about Dak Prescott for just eviscerating the Raiders, but Brock Purdy has a good game against the Cardinals, and people are like, "My sweet,
back.
sweet boy."
He's
By
back.
the way, Dak Prescott would literally be Joe Montana if he was in this Niners offense.
I can't think of many starting quarterbacks that wouldn't look good throwing to George Kittle and
I mean,
Christian
like, Dak
McCaffrey.
Prescott's legitimately good. He's just kind of soft, and when it matters, he chokes. But if they protected him in the Niners offense, dude, he's an incredible quarterback. Like, he's way more talented than Brock can ever be.
All right, so it's Tuesday, 6 days. The Niners play the Carolina Panthers Monday night. This team is 6-5. They started off 0-2. That qualifies as hot in the NFL these days. They can run the ball with Rico Dowdle. Their quarterback was number one pick a few years ago. They got Ted McMillan pretty good. Niners can't stop anyone. What do you expect in this game?
I expect the Niners to win, but Carolina did look really good last week. Like, I know it's the Falcons, and the Falcons aren't good, but Bryce Young had like 450 yards. I do think this is the game the Niners should win, but if they did lose, it wouldn't shock me. But if you're paying a quarterback $53 million, he should be able to beat a team like the Carolina Panthers. So.
This is going to look a lot like the Giants game from a few weeks ago. I think the Niners play one of their best games all year. Defensively, they're going to be much better because they can't be worse. And you got to think about Carolina. Bryce Young is the Billy Napier of quarterbacks. Every time he's about to get fired, now Billy Napier actually got fired now, so it's probably a bad analogy. But before he was fired, he has an insane game, and they're like, could Bryce Young be the guy? And then the following week, he throws 3 interceptions. That's what he's going to do against the Niners. It's at home. Like, they're going to use the momentum. If they're up early, Carolina has no chance in this game. They'll put up yards. But if the Niners build,
Bryce Young will throw 400 yards. I will bet you money.
No way.
You don't think so?
Yeah, he's gonna have a bad.
He's gonna have a bad game.
He does every other week. Bryce
game.
Young is terrible. Every other week, I think he has a bad game. I do.
It's just hard to say that, Brandon. It's just hard to
Dowdle
say that. Rico Dowdle will have a good game. It's just hard to say that Bryce Young won't have a good game.
The Niners defense is too bad for them to have it, for any quarterback to have a bad game. Like,
Bryce
he'd have to have he'd have to have a stomach flu to have a bad game.
Like, if Jacoby Brissett cooked us, Bryce Young's
there's
going
to be no pressure on him, man. It's going to be 7-on-7 football.
And has seen like 1,000 defenses in coverage.
You got 4 seconds in the pocket to find Upton Stout. It's not that hard. I'm sorry.
It's not, but Bryce Young.
It's not that hard.
Always shoots himself in the foot the week after he plays well. It's like a
That's
given.
true.
I think it's 42-21 Niners. Primetime game. They're going to want to show that they're a quote playoff team by beating the mighty Panthers, who are 6-5.
Yeah, the trap game is more that Cleveland game the week after.
They're going to lose the Cleveland game. for sure.
Yeah, because Cleveland can stop the run.
No.
Cleveland actually has a defense. It's not going to.
Dude,
The
we're
Niners
gonna
aren't going to
kill
score 30 in
Myles
Cleveland.
Garrett had 4 sacks on Lamar Jackson. What do you think he's going to do against our offensive line, dude?
Well,
Like
Colt McKivitz is stock up.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
not a
Myles
bad
Garrett with
contract.
Colt McKivitz.
McKivitz
Where's the
isn't
contract?
a bad
McKivitz or
contract.
Brock Purdy?
Brock
Brock
Purdy.
Purdy.
McKivitz is actually like serviceable. Like he's
No,
Where's
but
the
he is
contract? Brock
pretty
Purdy
ass.
or Brandon Ayuk?
Brock Purdy.
that's close. Ayuk is pretty bad. Ayuk's pretty bad, dude.
Ayuk's pretty bad.
He hasn't played.
But I think
they're
Ayuk
scared to play him.
But Brandon, if Ayuk comes back and he's like I think it is hard to say just because he's injured.
Dude, he's gonna be 28 soon. Like he's gonna be out of his prime within a few years.
You think he plays this year?
Comes back
there's
after the bye.
chance he plays this
Comes
year.
back after the bye.
chance, dude.
Clip
There's
this right
no
now.
chance he plays this year.
Brandon Ayuk is coming back after the bye. Watch.
Flip it. You think against the Titans?
Yeah.
I think he doesn't.
That's not fair though. The Titans are so bad. They should be in the
Yeah, but then
CFL.
Brandon Ayuk's gonna have like a 150-yard game, and he's just gonna wait. Grant, I have a question. So when Brandon Ayuk comes back, is he gonna talk to the media? When's the last time Ayuk's talked to the media?
When he was healthy, a long time ago.
like that's gonna be
long time
fun. That's gonna be fun to see what he says.
So, Brandon, it's been a long time. How are things? Yeah.
He's been, I got
So
a
we're
couple new
expecting a
chains,
win
new
over the Panthers.
watches.
The Niners
If
haven't
you-
won back-to-back games since week 3, but we're expecting a win over the Panthers.
They will.
Even
Yeah,
though they
they're
can't
gonna
stop
win.
anyone.
They're gonna win this game.
Yeah, they should.
I'm pretty.
Definitely.
I'm never
McMillan's a
confident
problem,
about
man.
them. But
Ted McMillan's a problem.
well, he's gonna go crazy. And Coker's good. Leggett is
Dowdle's
slow,
good.
but he's good after the catch. So I mean,
Derek
Leggett
Brown's
is
going to
not
be a
great.
problem. It's going to be hard to run between the tackles against him.
yeah, but they're DBs. But Horn has been kind of meh this year, and their other DB isn't that good.
Do you think Ricky Pearsall has more than 0 yards this game?
Yes. I think this is the breakout game for Ricky. I don't think they were trying to force feed him too much. Like he just comes back from the injury. Even though I would have wanted to see a better game from Ricky, I feel like this game, if he has 0 yards again, then it's kind of a problem.
You can quote me on this. You can add a 10 after that 0 for Ricky Pearsall this week. He's gonna have his
Need
best
it.
game.
Need
He's
it
gonna have
because I'm
you
4 and
kidding?
7 in my
They-
fantasy team. He's
They
killing it.
can't guard a parked car defensively, and he's an actual separator. They have one separator on the team that's healthy right now, and it's Ricky Pearsall. I'm shocked. Well, Barch missed that, but that would have been a touchdown for Ricky Pearsall last week. If Barch didn't miss that, if he didn't get absolutely bulldozed by whatever his name is, they would have gotten a touchdown.
Tyler Barton says, as a Niners fan, I'd want to play the Rams over anyone in play today. They just
No
whooped you.
way.
7 touchdowns.
No.
How's
I
it
am
gonna get
worried
better?
about Seattle though, because Mike McDonald he has Kyle's number. So I am worried.
Seattle, I
Yeah.
ain't worried about them. I ain't worried about Seattle.
Dazza says, with an aging roster, 2 key players coming off season-ending injuries, constant injuries, overpaid Purdy, bad drafting, stubborn Kyle Shanahan, what can Niners fans look forward to in the future?
Kristen Juszczyk's outfits. She makes great outfits. I'm being serious.
was really
That's
good.
what
I
they
think
look forward to.
as long as Kyle Shanahan's the coach, you know that there's going to be a lot of injuries, but you also know that they're going to be like pretty much in contention, and you know they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
my god.
So I think that's something to look forward to, like a team that's pretty good but not great. I feel like isn't Doc Rivers kind of like that? Like he's been a coach for a long time, and if Doc Rivers is a coach of an NBA team, my friend was telling me this. It's like you know they're going to be pretty good. Even if they have like a bad roster, he's going to find a way to make them respectable and be like competitive. But then if he has a really good roster, he's going to fuck it up and he's not going to win the championship. He won that one in 08, but he's never going to come close again. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about Kyle Shanahan. He'll raise the floor, but lower the ceiling at the same time.
I'm worried.
We'll just be mid. We'll be mid. Very mid.
No. I'm
Mid
worried
plus.
that Kyle will get fired and then become Andy Reid 2.0 in like 10 years, and he wins 2 Super Bowls with who knows, some other team. I am worried about that because he is an
But at the
offensive
same
guru.
time, like it's not like the Eagles are in a worse place because they got rid of Andy Reid. Like it was the right thing for both.
No.
sides.
You know, theoretically, I mean, Sirianni is
Because the Eagles want to run the ball and Andy Reid doesn't. They have like different philosophies. Andy Reid wants to throw screens all day.
Yeah,
Eagles
Yeah.
want to push you around.
I don't know. I'm still kind of out on Sirianni. He is like the best roster of all time.
Dude, the guy sucks.
Is
I
he a
hate
good coach?
Sirianni.
What does he do? Big Dom does as much as him.
And Big Dom's
And
an
yet
idiot. too.
their operation works. It's not a fluke.
Yeah,
But it's
Their
not
OC
necessarily-
is
it's not him,
literally
it's bigger than
terrible this
him.
year. I know
What's
their
that?
OC is horrible this year.
Yep.
And somehow the Dolphins all were throwing tantrums and got Vic Fangio fired, and it screwed the rest of the league.
Yeah, it did. Bill Kennedy says, how do Niners improve their O-line next year?
Draft.
Dude, they won't.
But they should.
This is what they want.
No, my God.
They're going
If
to
they don't
re-sign
draft-
Ben Barch.
Dude, Ben Barch is so ass, dude. That guy gets injured every 3 plays. He's so bad.
Jake
Every time
Brendel,
Ruiz says Brock Turdy. Thank you, Axel, for that.
Hey,
Jake Brendel, massive
his name
extension.
starts with a P. It's Purdy, not Turdy.
Get it right. Hold on, Brandon. There you are. Okay, let's make some prize picks, guys. Some Niners prize picks, week 12. Brock Purdy, 246.5 passing yards more or less.
More. Hammer the more, baby.
Has to be more. Aren't the Panthers top 5 against the run? I'm pretty sure. I can look up the advanced stats right now, but I'm pretty sure.
Bryce Young, 182.5. 182.5.
Over.
More.
It's more or less. More or less, Brandon, remember.
Rush yards,
Oh,
Rico,
more.
78.5. More or less.
More.
Christian,
More.
74.5. More or less.
Less.
For sure less.
Okay.
For
Ted
sure.
McMillan, 58.5. More or less.
More.
That line was 100. I'd still go more.
More.
How about Kittle, 53.5?
You
More.
have to. More.
Yeah.
He's in his zone
All right.
right now. He's in his zone.
All right. The only one we're fading is Christian. That's a lot of rushing yards for Christian. And he's been like on again, off again. And this is a better rushing defense. So I agree with that. Rico, Ted, Kittle. Yeah, I like these. These are good picks. We're going to flex them. We're going to submit it. Download PrizePicks. Use promo code COHN. Cohn. Play $5 and then get 50 instantly in lineups when you use my promo code COHN. It's available in 45 states, including California and Texas.
And Canada.
And Canada, which
Canada?
isn't a
There you
state.
go.
It's actually, little known fact, it's a country.
It might
in
become the
country.
52nd, 53rd state, right? Puerto Rico
Tyler
has
Barnes
it
says,
as a country, too.
TD pass Monday, revenge game loading, book it. He's going to throw the TD pass?
That'd be sick. I'd love to see that.
You could do it against that defense as long as Derek Brown doesn't get to you within 4 seconds.
Brandon, is Nick Scorton, is he still injured?
That was a good pick.
That was a
I'm
really
sh-
good pick by the Panthers.
That's a Niners type of edge rusher. You know what I'm worried about with the Niners? David Bailey's the best pass rusher in the draft next year, but he's 6'3", 250. He's too small. They love these Greek god type of guys that can't do shit, but they look good. Michael Williams.
Michael Williams looks really good.
Like, dude,
They
David
passed
Bailey,
on James Pierce and Jalen Walker because they wanted someone who looked different.
dude, James Pierce dominated at the combine, and he had great college production, and they still were like, let's get a guy with
They're
no
like,
college
we want a
production.
defensive end who's actually a defensive tackle.
Grant, do you remember? Grant, I don't know if you remember this, but when we were on live with Nick, I remember I was saying, let's get James Pierce Jr., and he was like, no, and James Pierce Jr. is cooking.
I like James Pierce Jr.
Same, I loved him. It was Nick. Nick hated James Pierce Jr., like hated him with a passion. But
I just feel like the Niners are so wedded to this wide 9, and if you want to not suck against the run with the wide 9, then you kind of have to have like defensive tackles who are, 2-down players, and then defensive ends who are really like defensive tackles on 3rd down, and then edge rushers that you don't even fucking play on 1st and 2nd down because they can't stop the run from a 4-man front. And it can work. It's just like, why do all that when you could just run a 5-man front like every other team? I'm just saying.
It depends how much they lose, but if they somehow were able to get Peter Woods, like if he fell to like 17 or 18, that'd be the perfect player for them from Clemson. DT.
Stefan has an important question. He wants to know if D Winters has arms.
I still believe in D Winters. I don't even know if this is a diss to D Winters. I believe in D Winters. I like D Winters.
You hear that, D? Maj believes in you. If no one believes in you, Maj. If you have one fan, it's Maj.
It's me. I actually have a D Winters shirt.
Winters. He has 2 fans. I like.
There you go.
Winters.
Too much sauce is based on body language and sequence of events. There must be something extracurricular that happened between Mac and Brock behind the scenes that this team is keeping in-house. Grant Wink, if true. That's silly. Get out of here, too. That's way too much sauce. Didn't like that. All right.
I think they like each other.
I don't know if they like
Just pause for like 5 seconds.
They might. I would think that Brock Purdy feels like Mac's fine, but we don't need him. And I think that Brock Purdy feels like Brock's fine, but I'm better than him. Probably is how they feel.
You know what's going to happen next year,
The
Grant?
competitors.
Brock Purdy's going to get injured again, and then the Canadian GOAT, Curtis Rourke's going to come in and take his job.
As a fellow Canadian, what should we know about Curtis Rourke?
He's got a brother in the CFL.
There you go.
I think
He
they
does.
have the same last name. So yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: do you draft Drew Aller in rounds 2 or 3?
No, because they're gonna give Curtis Rourke $60 million a year in like 3 years.
Yeah.
This is how they do it. What they do is they pay a quarterback too much. They get a quarterback, he plays well for no money. They give him a huge contract, he starts sucking. And it's a huge problem. But then all of a sudden his backup is good and he plays well. And then they give him a contract and he starts sucking. But then his backup is good and he plays well and they give him a contract and he starts sucking. It's how they keep it's gonna be the cycle forever. And the next one they'll pay is Mac. He'll start sucking, and then it'll be Curtis Rourke.
I agree. Canadian missile.
Well, isn't Curtis Rourke like 25 already?
Doesn't matter.
I think it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Maj Sports, Brandon Deutsch, and Grant Cohn. Follow us. Hold on. Stefan says, how smart do centers need to be? Niners make it seem like we should be scouting at Mathnasium.
There's one guy in Georgia that I really like. It's their center, Brandon. I don't know if you know his name. Bobo?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Connor Lew's the best center in the draft, though, from Auburn. They should take him.
I really like
All
the
I know
center
is they've had a center from UCLA and from Cal. Maybe USC, although what's his face didn't work out 10 years ago. What was that guy's name? Marcus Martin.
Yeah, he was a bum.
Yeah,
better than me, a bum overall.
Hey, but USC is a good school. I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, well,
Brandon, tell him.
We're gonna choke against Oregon this week, unfortunately.
Who's UCLA playing? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they suck. UCLA's terrible.
I like Nico. Nico's a good quarterback. Nico would be great in Kyle's system. He would. He would be.
That's
great.
right. Maybe Kyle will draft him, but he doesn't need him because he has Curtis Rourke. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned. Follow Maj. Follow Brandon on TikTok. They have hella followers. Follow him on YouTube too. Peace.
Appreciate it.